Hey guys, Nabil here. Hope everyone is doing okay, and we have a lot to cover today. Actually, I was gonna do the frame by frame analysis of the latest trailer, but there's just a lot of things happening at the same time, so I decided to leave that for tomorrow and talk about all the things that kind of were released or announced today out of nowhere. Well, not today. Maybe it started yesterday. So, first things first. Don't forget to please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I drop a new video, and that helps the channel quite a lot. Today saw the reveal of a new trailer, a new character, a character that we knew is in the game. Why? How did we know he was in the game? Because he was right there in the cover, and it's of course Heidern. Heidern is a favorite character of mine. He's always in my team, the King of Fighters 14. If you watch my streams, I always keep him last, and I love that guy so much. So yes, Heidern looks so badass. He looks awesome. I'm a big Heidern fan, as I said. I always have him in my team, and he looks fantastic. It's the same costume, right? He just looks more muscular. He's been hitting the gym like crazy, I guess. Kind of like Raph and Clark and Robert and Rio. He looks fantastic in 15. And in terms of gameplay, I'll do the frame by frame analysis tomorrow, but he seems pretty much the same as 14 with couple changes. For example, his forward B now hits only once, so that's a tiny bit of a nerf, but you have access to his projectiles, EX projectiles, anytime you want. That's very, very scary, and anybody who faced Heidern will know how scary that is. So as I said, I will do a frame by frame analysis tomorrow, but today let's talk about something else. Famitsu have been doing a great job covering the King of Fighters 15 since the Tokyo Game Show, and they actually showed two. They published two articles, and we're gonna go through both of them right now quickly. They're in Japanese, so we'll be using Google Translate. Of course, it's not gonna be 100% accurate, but you get the point. So let's go ahead and look at the first one before we talk about some other cool stuff happening in the world of the King of Fighters. Alright, background, be gone. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm a tiny bit too big. So let's take care of that. Alright, I think that's cool. Alright, so the first interview is interview with the creator of the King of Fighters 15. So in this interview, they talked to Yasuyuki Oda, as well as the game director Kaito Sora, as you can see here in the picture. And we're gonna go through we're gonna go a little bit through the interview quickly. There's some really interesting stuff here. So the big thing they talked about is, of course, rollback, and they actually started with that right off the bat. Rollback, rollback, rollback. And if you remember last week, there was this interview which made a lot of people angry because Oda apparently said from the translation, which is a Google translation, that he prefers delay-based netcode, and that works better in Japan, but it doesn't work outside. We don't know exactly what I think, and as I said, what he meant by that is that take from it that rollback works for the majority of people, and that's what they want with it. So that's pretty much what's important here. And he said the rollback method in this game, in addition, due to the current situation of Corona, it is the mainstream to hold tournaments online. In that case, the environment for online competition needs to be more comfortable than ever, and that's why they decided to go with rollback. Sounds great, right? Sounds really, really good. In terms of development, he said that the main game is pretty much done, and they're now are currently still developing and tweaking the online netcode. Can't wait to see how that's going to play. I have high hopes for this. So they talk about how important it is to have good online. He's talked about the graphics, how the graphics have been brushed up from the previous work. Ogora, first of all, the expression and processing of flight has been dramatically enhanced, as we saw in trailer. I mean, Heidern trailer was the last one to, show that. So I think that the shadows and facial expressions can be displayed much more beautifully than the previous work. As you know, in this game, they're using Unreal Engine 4, while in the King of Fighters 14, they used their own engine, and it was a little bit troublesome for them. It was the first time doing 3D. So they said that the work attracts a lot of attention every time a character appearance movie is released. They talked about the trailers, and they said they get feedback. Oda-san said that they're getting feedback from all over the world, Uh, and they have more response from Japan than Samurai Showdown. I mean, King of Fighters is big everywhere, so, and also big in Japan. Also, there's response from South America, so a lot of people from, obviously, and I feel that everyone's expectations are high. They definitely are, Oda-san, judging from the amount of response. I think the Orochi team was the correct answer after reviving it. So he's saying that the Orochi team has gotten the best response so far, and they're happy that they made the decision to revive them because it showed that they actually did the right thing. So they also said that it seems that the King of Fighters 15 is supposedly bringing new players, new people who were not familiar with the King of Fighters before. And it's very strange here that they said that there are some people who actually are coming here from the King of Fighters for girls. You know, the KOFG that was released in Japan. It was a dating simulation kind of thing. And apparently, it actually worked and it brought people to the game, which is why these cross-media, projects. Some people are not happy with them. A lot of people were not happy about, some crossovers and things like that. But those are important because they basically make new people see the King of Fighters for the first time. So they said some people came apparently from the King of Fighters for girls. Some people came from the manga. They, in addition, were developing a manga, etc. I think this is a translation there. I don't think he meant that they're doing a manga for the King of Fighters 15. Maybe, but no, he's talking about the previous manga, which is New Beginning. Apparently, that also brought new people to the King of Fighters from outside the game, which is great. Which is why SNK, please, you gotta invest in an anime series. Believe me, it's gonna bring a lot of people. So yeah, this is really, really cool. On the system side, they talk about the Shutter Strike. They talk about the game system, right, which we've all known about. So I'm not gonna get into when they talk about the game system. We saw all that pretty much. They talked about how the Famitsu people were happy when they played the game at the venue. And then there's the thing. They talked about Isla and how she received great response when there was great response from fans when they saw her and they played her. And then he said, they asked Oda, could you give us some hints about the characters that will be added in the future? Now, they're not talking about DLC, but they're talking about the roster. And he said, I think everyone will be happy. Everybody, I think it's a weird translation. But among them, there will be two more characters that will be fully surprised. So basically, there's going to be two more surprise revealed in the King of Fighters 15. Now, we don't know who those are going to be. Is it Elizabeth with Ash, maybe? And Kukri? Is it somebody else? Adelheid, some people are saying. We don't know, but the good thing is that we pretty much now have all the characters that we know are in the game have been revealed. The next reveal we're going to have in 2 weeks is going to be a surprise. Anyway, it's going to be someone we're not expecting, we don't know about. We have no idea who the other characters are, right? So yeah, they also talk a little bit about the story. They said who are the organizers of the King of Fighters tournament, and they said this is the new tournament is sponsored by a new organization different from Antonov's one, and it hasn't been revealed yet, so stay tuned. They talk a little bit about Antonov, and then that's pretty much it. I mean, talk about the DJ station, how that's a really cool thing, and you can set music and listen to your favorite SNK song. This is a big one, man. This is really, really good. And that's pretty much it. That was the gist of it, and yeah, I mean, it's rollback. We're gonna get rollback. They know we need rollback. They're working on it. Let's be hopeful. I have high hopes that it's gonna work. So I can't wait to see it. Now, the second interview is something that is dear to my heart because they actually interviewed Masami Obari. Yes, it's an interview with Masami Obari, the man, the legend behind the Fatal Fury anime movies, right? And Fatal Fury 1, 2, and the motion picture, which are all available right now on Blu-ray, 1080p. Check them out on Amazon. There's a link in the description. Don't miss them. Those are crazy. I'm waiting for my copy to arrive, hopefully next week. So they interviewed Masami Obari because, as you know, Masami Obari is directing the King of Fighters 15 special animation short. It's an intro, it's not a short, so we have a confirmation. First of all, when they announced it, they called it an anime short, and some of us got too excited and we thought it was going to be maybe like an episode, kind of like a 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so. But it's just it's not, I'm not going to say just, but it's an intro with the game's music, so there's no voiceover on it. It's even confirmed here by Obari-san. So we have Masami Obari. We have these images that we've seen from the intro, and here's Masami Obari, who actually again worked on the Fatal Fury animation back in the day, and they talked about him, how he worked on the animated movies. He's fan of Fatal Fury, of course, and this is what they talk about here, and there's some really cool things here that I'm gonna mention. So they asked him how he felt about going back to SNK, and he said, when I first heard this, I thought, yeah, finally I'm gonna do this. The special movie I made this time is in charge of the director, storyboard, and animator director, and it's a video that I made with all my soul. So he poured all his soul in it. It says a lot of people from Twitter were really happy, and he said, yeah, it's unbelievable. That's when it was announced, he gained like 700 new fans, new followers on Twitter instantly, and they realized that the King of Fighters is a series loved by people all over the world. King of Fighters 15, which includes a special movie. What kind of impression did you have? He said, compared to the previous work, the Obari effect has been greatly brushed up and drawn beautifully. Kyo Kusanagi's flames and Shunei's phantom hands are so elaborate that it was quite difficult to express them in a special movie. Also, in terms of the game system, commands and combos are very easy to decide, and it's fun. You can see the enthusiasm to acquire. Like basically you're gonna see that when you, is Obari-san, when you watch the intro. He also said that he played the King of Fighters series a lot. He played it since when the King of Fighters 94 was released, and man, I really, at the time when the game was released, I was almost certain that they're gonna do an anime, because they just did the Fatal Fury ones. The last motion picture was done in 94, so I was like, that's it, the next one is gonna be King of Fighters, and then they stopped doing anime altogether, unfortunately. So he said he likes the Fatal Fury team and the Auto Fighting team, but he also liked K-Dash, and in fact they like the fact that it's pretty easy to use character and it's cool. He loves Shermie as well, which, I guess the man has great taste, obviously. She's a professor in wrestling, she's cute. He also likes Ash Crimson. I hope they will appear in the movie. Please look forward to it. So, are they gonna appear in the movie? You should know by now. But, just teasing us, they're probably in there. It said which characters are gonna appear in the movie, and Obari said that SNK gave them a priority in who to put in, basically. So they decided on their own while observing it. The movie is made in sync with the music, so it's a music video. It has a sense of speed, and I think it feels very good to watch. So they talked about the previous, they asked him about the previous SNK animated works, and he said yes, they worked on the Fatal Fury anime, and back then he was 25 years old, and it has been 27 years since the last time he worked on Terry. So he made this movie with hope that he could see how he evolved throughout all the years in terms of his directing, I guess, and designs. So yeah, and he said when designing the character, I put so much effort into building the drawing from the bones. I don't know what they meant by that. The movie hasn't been released yet, but it's drawn so much that you can see it immediately. The same goes for muscles, wrinkles, clothes, and touches on the face. At the time Fatal Fury, it was cell animation, but now it's shifting to digital animation, and I think it's a video that looks quite digital. Okay, so it's understandable. It was a frame-by-frame drone, everything now, things a lot easier. You have made a lot of work. Obari he said things that normal animation do not. The movie quality may be more elaborate in a sense. For example, for Isla, the point is the illusion of the hand and the design of the cap that is worn, but I express it without omitting it at all. The development team of King of Fighters 15 received the texture material of the part that is the point and passed it by changing the angle. Yeah, okay, so because it's a short movie, There's also the aspect that we were able to make something so elaborate. In addition, for background art, I asked Mr. Takeda of Animation Studio Bamboo, who said, Fatal Fury, I'm the creator who was the art director for the animation. In addition, Mr. Takatani, who participated as the original picture, is also the one who participated in the animation of Fatal Fury 2. So they have staff from the original Fatal Fury series working on this, and I'm gonna talk about what this means because this adds fuel to the fire of another rumor that I'm gonna talk about. So a lot of staff from the Fatal Fury anime are working on this, right? But in addition, there were some people who pitched themselves as let me participate when it was rumored in the industry that I would make an animation for the King of Fighters. He said that, so there are many people in the anime industry who are fans of the King of Fighters, and he said yes, including himself. It seems that there's a lot of enthusiasm in making the movie. Obari also worked on various director works, but I really have a strong feeling for this work. I made it with a feeling of putting my soul in it, so when it's completed, I felt like I was out of soul. It's like this year is over. I haven't finished my work at all. So yes, created with such enthusiasm. Obari also elaborate because the smashed characters that only come out in one cut are well designed. The picture called video, which is between the original picture and the sort of overseas if it is an animation of the recent TV series, but this work is made after totally checking it in Japan. No matter where you stop in the movie, you'll get cool characters and facial expressions. So I think it's kind of like the King of Fighters 98 or 99 Dream Match anime intro, where you see all the characters, also the 94 rebound. So you see everybody doing some cool things, which is fine. So they asked him that they can't wait to see the special movie, and that assuming that King of Fighters will have King of Fighters 16 and 17 in the future, he said he think it will be great for fans to see special movies again made by Obari become a thing every time the game comes out. But he said this is what he said, and it's very important to me. He said, "Oh, but that's right. Furthermore, it would be great if the movie I made this time could be used as a priming water, so basically as a base to realize TV animation." Now, is he saying that just hoping, or is he hinting at something? I believe it's the latter. In most interviews before, and I've seen from Japanese, people talking about the stuff like that, they don't usually say things that they're not, teasing. I don't know. I'm just feeling it that way, or maybe it's just me hoping. But it'll be really cool if this is the start of finally getting a proper 2D King of Fighters anime. I can't wait to watch this thing. I really cannot wait. And finally, do you have a message for fans looking forward to the movie? So it's an honor to make a special movie for SNK's official work. I'm devoted to directing, and I'm very happy as an artist. The theme of this production is beyond all my past work. I hope you will see the special movie and see if that has been achieved. Pretty cool, right? I mean, this. So how come? And let's think. How come there are all these Fatal Fury, staff? Why do we have the staff that work on the previous Fatal Fury games? Fatal Fury anime. The reason I think this is happening is, remember, there's a rumored new Fatal Fury anime movie in development, and the rumor is Masami Obari is working on it, and I think he brought the stuff back from the previous anime, and I think this is going to be a continuation, and I also think that he will follow that by King of Fighters anime. This is speculation, but I'm just putting one and one together, and I think this is what it is. We're gonna get a Fatal Fury anime probably announced sometimes next year, maybe, and then it will probably be followed by King of Fighters anime. The fact that he said, I hope this is gonna be like this is what priming water, whatever that means, but like the concept or the basis will be taken into an animation, a TV animation, maybe an anime series. I do think we are gonna get a King of Fighters anime in the near future. Finally, I think so. Moving on, let's talk about something quite unusual. Quite unusual. The King of Fighters 97. I posted the intro for that game or simulation, but it's kind of strange. So this is coming out just in China. Let's see the Let's see if we can watch the intro here. This is on Bilibili.
我是张小晶，互联网运营。我的生活每天都像一场游戏。
超重。
有闯不过的关，有搞不定的意外。
谁做的？
清场喜提，
重做。
再来一次。 时常安慰自己，暴击都是常有的事儿。好的，好的，马上。啊！别洗，别洗，让我先下。生活就像一场游戏，我所经历的每一次 KO 都是真的。但我想要改变，想要翻盘，想靠自己赢回来，也是真的。生活里的不服气，都是在为反击蓄力。KO 所有不服。
So, I have no idea. I had no idea what this is all about until a few minutes ago. So this is basically a simulation of something. Remember Kinect for the Xbox, where you move in front of a camera and then your character is doing the same move as you do. That's exactly what it is. And then your avatar is Kyokusanagi or Iori on Chizuru maybe. And then you just keep boxing and you try to win the, actually we have here quick gameplay, as you can see. So just basically Kyo punching the crap out of the opponents and it's actually moving as fast as you're moving. So it's basically they wanted to combine physical activity with the King of Fighters 97, because again, why King of Fighters 97? Because 97 is the most popular KOF in China. And they made this really cool CGI intro, which I posted earlier. You find it in the channel. It's really crazy, but if it brings new fans to the franchise, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a bit of a long video. I hope you guys enjoyed all this. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Let me know what you think about the interviews, about the potential for King of Fighters anime series or anime movie, man. It's just, makes me crazy just thinking about it. And the King of Fighters 97 cross keep or keep cross KOF 97. That's something we probably will never try because it's a China only release, obviously. But what do you guys think about it? Let me know all that and more in the comment section. Tomorrow I'll be doing the frame-by-frame analysis for Heidern, and I know I didn't do a frame-by-frame analysis for K-Dash, which I'm still gonna do. I promise you that. Also, I've been sorry I didn't do a lot of videos this week. I've been very busy with work, pretty much going from early morning until night, and so by the time I get home, I'm completely destroyed. And I'm also, whenever I have some free time, I'm working on the 3rd episode of the History of Fatal Fury, which I hope I'm gonna release in the next 3-4 days. Hopefully, I mean, I kept seeing that all the time. Just there's always something that shows up. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.